AITAH for saying that if I at 23 was a housewife, I wouldn't have anything to do? This happened last night, and I've been feeling a little bad about it ever since. My husband at 23 and I 23 have been together for about 4 years, married for about 6 months now. We both work full-time and aren't planning on having kids until we're 30 or so. Kids are expensive. We live in a small one-bedroom apartment. We met another couple, James 2 under 6 months and Leah 28 few months ago at a church event. James and Leah are both quite conservative, while my husband and I are not. This is relevant. James and Leah recently told us that they wanted to get to know us better and invited us over for dinner last night. They live in a small one-bedroom apartment similar to ours. They also don't have any children. When my husband and I went over last night, we started talking about James's busy work schedule and his recent switch from hybrid to fully remote working. I asked Leah if she also worked remotely, and she then told me that she was a homemaker. She didn't have a job, but was in charge of keeping their apartment clean and keeping herself and James fed. I told Leah that that was great, and then started to move on, but she stopped me and asked me how I was able to keep our apartment clean while still working full-time. I told her that since our apartment was small, there wasn't too much to clean in the first place, so it wasn't really a problem. Leah laughed and said, "Yeah, I used to think that too. But now that I actually clean my apartment, I realize just how filthy it used to be." I chuckled with her and again tried to change the subject, but Leah then said, "So you probably don't actually keep it clean. Your husband probably isn't eating well enough either, since you don't have time to prepare all his meals. Now that I don't live that way, I couldn't imagine going back. It's just so depressing." I was a little irritated that she was harping on this and said, "Well, my husband actually does a lot of our cooking himself. I can usually deep clean our whole apartment in about 2 hours. There's just not that much space. So, if I didn't work, I have no idea what I'd do all day." This was apparently the wrong thing to say, as Leah got noticeably huffy and told me that actually cleaning and making meals kept her very busy every day, and that it was a full-time job. We left shortly afterwards, and it was an awkward goodbye. My husband doesn't think I did anything wrong, but I also know that we're biased. So AITAH for diminishing Leah's role.